Welcome back to the New York Sports Exchange, episode number 174. And the New York Knicks have the opportunity to shock the goddamn world. Up 2-0 on the Celtics, going back to the Garden tomorrow at 3:30. Special Friday edition of the New York Sports Exchange. School has gotten to us. It is.
I'm done. He's in the home stretch.
I graduate in a week and a half. So there's that. I don't know how I'm going to be living throughout these next couple of weeks. One, I'm broke. Two, I'm almost out of all the Bappel that I got. That's also scary. And yeah, I don't know. I took a break. I took a gambling cleanse. Not that I was doing bad, but I was just like, you know what? Let me just take some time to reflect.
Let's just enjoy sports.
Let's just enjoy sports as I did when I was a child and how I fell in love with it. But anyway, the Knicks are up 2-0. This is fucking glorious. I mean, if you were to tell me they went up 2-0, I wouldn't have believed you. Tim, your Cavs are down 2-0 down 2-0 to the Pacers.
The script. A little weird.
Flip the script. Yeah, absolutely.
Injury bug gets you, man. Injury bug gets you.
We'll recap all the NBA series, all the NHL series as well. We were in the second round there.
The fucking Leafs. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I'm still they
might win the goddamn cup.
If they win the cup, oh my God, I'll die. There's that. Tim, the New York Islanders have the first pick in the NHL draft. And if the Rangers just lost at least one game,
it would be theirs.
One game to the Islanders, it would have been their pick.
So all I have to say to you, Stan, is thank you for the first time.
Fuck
thank you.
Oh, yeah. And they're speaking of the Rangers. This is our first episode since they hired Mike Sullivan.
Yes.
Mike Sullivan is the 38th head coach in New York Rangers franchise history.
The Rangers do have the 12th pick for now. Until 48 hours before the draft, they have a decision whether to give that to Pittsburgh or keep it and give next year's to Pittsburgh. So we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Anything NFL-wise, yes. George Pickens is a Dallas Cowboy. I woke up to that.
What the hell is Pittsburgh doing? You lose your leading receiver, your leading rusher. I mean, what the hell?
I really don't know what the game plan is for both teams. So now you don't have a quarterback. Pittsburgh still has DK, so there's that.
But I don't know.
I don't know. I don't really understand the thought process from both teams, but we'll dive into those trades.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Dallas goes from having it's the same fucking shit they're gonna put out as last year. It's the same shit.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Okay, let's dive right into it. The New York Knicks are up 2 on the defending champion.
2 comeback
Boston
wins too.
Celtics. Game 1. Knicks erase a 20-point deficit. Win in overtime thanks to OG Anunoby, thanks to thanks to a lot of people. Jalen Brunson continues to be the clutchest player in the league. Game 2, Mikal seals the deal with the steal on Jason Tatum again. It seems to be the common denominator here is Mikal Bridges. They've been able to win this game win these 2 games with their backs against the wall, defense stepping up. You have the clutchest player in the league in Jalen Brunson. It feels like guys that have really faced backlash a lot this year, Mikal Bridges, because, you traded 5 first-round picks for him. He better be fucking good. And he's stepped up. I just think that this is the perfect storm, and now we're going back to the Garden tomorrow with a chance to really, who knows? Who knows what they could do.
You're home. You're home. I mean, you're home. It's going to be a loud crowd.
Yeah. I
think for you, well, how do you get here is let's go. What was Boston doing wrong? You go to game 2, they missed 15 shots in a row. I mean, that's clearly going to be a beneficial factor for the Knicks.
Yeah.
And kind of the same story in game 1, but it goes down to, is Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown really top? I mean, there was a point in the year where we were saying Tatum's a top 5 player in the NBA. I think this series kind of is pushing that narrative way behind because I don't see it from them. They don't move me
either. I just don't understand. Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy. Very happy that we're up 2. But it's just how did we get here? I'm still in very shock.
Unconventionally. And I think, yes, that's a very positive. You won these 2 games. And that's all. I mean, no one would have thought, right? But I think now you go back to the Garden, you got to clean it up. It can't just be these you can't win 4 straight in 20-point comebacks. It's not going to happen.
Yes, absolutely. And it almost it kind of reminds me of the Bucks Heat series 2 years ago when the Heat Giannis had the back injury, but still it's they're 2 years fresh off of winning an NBA title. I believe they went to the conference finals in 22, or am I making that up?
Nah, you might be right, but
they went to the conference finals in 20. Yeah, and it's the same thing with, and they just have a guy that just knows how to step up, and that was Jimmy Butler.
I mean,
It feels eerily similar.
we could flip this
Feels
script.
very, very similar.
Go to what happened last year. I know it was impressive what Boston did, but that was a Mickey Mouse run and a half. I mean, they played two injured teams, a Pacers team that, they made it, but come on, it's the Pacers. I know they're giving the Cavs some work down. They're a much deeper team than they were last year, but again, Pacers kind of, you didn't really have a huge, crazy matchup. And again, they walked through those first two. That Cleveland series especially, Donovan Mitchell didn't even play the last game, so it wasn't, too difficult for them last year. Now they're facing some adversity, and again, my thing with the Celtics is they don't face much adversity. I don't think they're used to it. I don't think this unit's used to it. I think you could make that argument for Cleveland. Maybe I'm being a homer, but the Cavs, they haven't been this, 60-win team with this unit for, this is a one-time thing that's happened with the same core. So they're used to coming back, trying to play from behind. Boston's kind of been, since they've gotten this group, almost untouchable, quote unquote, what people say, and now they're playing from behind. I don't love their chances. I don't. You're going to New York. I mean, it's a hostile environment. Who knows what's going to happen?
Who knows what's going to happen with Kristaps Porzingis right now?
That's a big question mark.
What the hell's going on with him?
He's made of glass, and is he sick?
No, he's not. Yeah, he's feeling the ramifications of the illness that he had back in March. Like,
unless it's like long COVID with how Jonathan Taves was, I don't understand what could possibly be bothering him.
I don't understand. It's just like we're just grinding out wins through defense.
The bird's back. The bird's back.
Shit. Okay, this is breaking news. Baby bird.
Okay, I'll. There's a bird's nest in a basket in my screening porch that I didn't know about, and I was like, all right, whatever. I just went to go see if there's a Wi-Fi extender in there. Yeah, bird flew at me. I look in there. There's 3 baby birds. I was like, oh shit, if this bird doesn't come back, I'm gonna feel bad. Bird's back. Okay, birds in the screening porch. Thank God. Let's keep this. Okay. I just want let's keep those birds healthy. When they're good, they'll fly out eventually. We'll clean it up.
Yes. It's just the Knicks are winning games through defense and hustle, and I hate using the phrase, but they just want it more.
Yeah, no, they do want it more. The Celtics are just checking out when it gets to the fourth quarter, which is not something we usually see them do. I mean, you go to game 1, fourth quarter wasn't great for them. Game 2, fourth quarter was abysmal. So now you're looking at and we were talking about going to the playoffs. The Knicks usually come out stale in the second half. It's been flip the script. They haven't been great in the first half. They've been great in the second half.
We are 3-0 since we started doing layup lines at halftime. So clearly something's working.
Yeah, just keep them moving, keep the fluidity.
Since Mikal Bridges, we should just start doing layup lines after halftime just to keep us loose, see the ball go through the net.
But again,
I couldn't believe it.
You don't want to be the comeback kids. You can't do this for the rest of this. Even going forward in the playoffs. You get through Boston fine. Yeah, and the thing is, you get through Boston fine. Well, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was going to say that, Nick, I said this to Tim before we started recording. This is the game where, it's Saturday afternoon, national television, ABC. This just has Celtics blowout written all over it. That's just kind of where I'm at with it.
Unfortunately, it does, but I think you kind of flip that. And with the way they're playing, dude, it doesn't seem like any of them have confidence, especially you go to Jaylen Brown, who's been fucking horrendous.
Oh, he's been awful. Same with Tatum.
Yeah, well, that's where I was going with that. They both can't shoot, and a team that relies on shooting so heavily, if you can't shoot, they don't have another option. Exactly. I know Tatum can attack the hoop all he wants, but he doesn't. He doesn't until we get to the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. Then he makes 2 nice plays at the rim. That's not going to help.
Yeah, and plus that play for Tatum too towards the end in game 2, where he just Swiss cheesed the defense and got a dunk.
Yeah, and then they had a timeout too, right?
Yeah, they had a timeout, and Mazzulla didn't use it. So now
wait. Here's my thing for you. I think, do we now start questioning, is Mazzulla a good head coach, or is he just insane? Because from what I'm seeing, he was great, and you could do sort of a similar thing.
I think he's a good head coach. I think that he's allowed.
He's a good head coach.
Is over that hump.
But is he the guy that we thought he was? Because going into it, people like, this guy's a psychopath. He's he's maybe the best head coach in the league. And I know you put a lot of faith in your players to rely on the system that's been working, but the adjustments they've been making seem like they haven't been making any adjustments at all. I mean, they're living and dying by the 3. It's not working clearly. You need to have a different scheme, and it isn't working. And again, Cleveland lost game 2, but they went into game 2 with a different scheme. They went to game 1, and it was much closer, the defensive especially. And I just don't see anything real switching up from Boston. Maybe they're very content on what they're doing, and they're losing close games. Maybe they figure they can, beat that streak. But you're down 2-0 going to New York, which is not a good play. I mean, that's going to be as hostile as it gets.
I just saw my schedule for next week. I'm dying. It's just like we're going on a brewery tour on Monday.
You're in the home stretch.
This is
where drinking becomes not fun. This is where you're just like, Jesus. Just let me get a water and a burger, and I just want to get in the car and go
Can I
home.
just have an ice water?
Yeah, I know. You try and sneak one in, someone's clowning. You're like, dude, I'm thirsty as hell. I don't
I'm
want a beer.
dying.
I'm
Exactly. Just
maybe
exactly how I feel.
call hand up accountability, Stan. I'm a big water at the bar guy. Maybe that's just because I'm getting
I never
older.
was. I never was.
Maybe just because I'm getting older and the hangovers are getting worse.
Maybe.
But when I
Yeah.
leave, I'm a big get the water before you leave kind of guy. Maybe get
Okay,
a
before you
one or
leave,
two.
But if you're like casually sipping water at the bar, I don't know. I'm not a.
Well,
not
that's you're like 10 in and you're like trying to stay out the whole night. Like maybe if I sneak one in, I can stay out a little longer. But if not, I'm
That is true. That is true.
falling
That is true.
somewhere.
All right, let's go to the Cavs and the Celtics. Game one, the Pacers turned 15 Cavs turnovers into 24 points. That was sort of the decision maker there. Game two, no Mobley, no Garland, no Hunter. Felt like there was something like we were gonna be tied 1-1. Tyrese Halliburton. What the Halliburton? Yeah. Tyrese Halliburton.
I don't even want
buzzer beater.
like you want to.
Donovan Mitchell's 48-point performance wasted.
Yeah, I know.
What are the like after such like a soul crushing loss? Like how do you feel? Like what are the vibes like going into tonight?
Listen, you watch game two. I think if you're just a Cavs fan in general, the main outlier is 1 of 14 from Ty Jerome. That can't happen again, and I don't expect that to happen again. So he makes 2 more baskets, we win that game. Also, the center depth. You don't have Mobley. It is a struggle. Javonte Green cannot be getting
Also,
the minutes that he's getting.
I texted you before game one. I was like, this may be closer than you think just because of the Cavs' record against the Pacers this year. Also, there's no Darius Garland. Look at how deep the Pacers are at guard. Halliburton, you have Ben Shepherd, you have TJ McConnell. I mean, we could call Nesmith the guard. He's like a guard/forward, but just the guard play and the way that the Pacers play, they're fast-paced. I mean, it's really...
That's kind of the thing. So you go into game two, Cavs completely stunt their fast-paced offense in the first half. That was a huge thing. They kept it at their own pace. They did a fine job. Third quarter, a little different. Pacers kind of got their way. Fourth quarter was kind of back and forth until you get to those last 5 minutes. They were going blow for blow, which is fine. You can get into that matchup with a lead. Once you start whittling away, you got Ty Jerome missing these floaters from 10 feet, which you can't miss. Jared Allen looked like he was on his deathbed. I mean, he looked tired. And you can't, if you're going to play Tristan Thompson, you're not going to play Tristan Thompson.
So, you're not
going to play you're not going to play Tristan Thompson. You run Javonte Green with a small ball lineup. That was fine for a little while. But again, you're right. With the guard depth, Craig Porter Jr. cannot be constantly playing in this series. As much as I love the guy, can't have Craig Porter Jr. getting solid minutes. Wide that away. Yeah, we go into tonight. They're questionable, obviously, to play. And I know Garland's injury, if it wasn't in the playoffs, he'd be out for 3 weeks. So obviously it's substantial. I don't know how many minutes you could possibly get out of him, but you're going to need secondary scoring. And that's what they missed. That's what they missed. You had Donovan Mitchell score 48, but no one really else stepped up other than Max Strus. Max Strus stepped up for 3 quarters and then was fucking horrendous in the fourth. So you take what you can get, but I mean, it wasn't great. They got some holes they got to fill. I think you go into this matchup. I think if you're a little healthier, if DeAndre Hunter plays, we win that game. And I think that's kind of if DeAndre Hunter can play tonight,
I agree. Yeah,
it's kind of a completely different series because Mathurin, as he was great in game one, hitting threes, couldn't hit a shot in game two. Same with Obi Toppin. I think you continue that trend. I think you let them shoot because you had a great game one. They're not gonna replicate that. You let them shoot. You let them try and say if they get into it early, obviously start closing out. But Obi missed 4 threes in the first half. Like you gotta continue that streak and just let them take those threes that not great 3 shooters and take Halliburton out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Can they slow down Miles Turner? That's kind of my question. He seems to get whatever he wants. He gets whatever he wants, and he's hitting deep threes. That's we need Mobley back for that. It's going to be an interesting one tonight, Stan. It's not going to be a blowout by any means. It's going to be close by whoever wins, and I hope it's Cleveland.
We'll see. DeAndre Hunter, Mobley, and Garland, all game time decisions. Did they go through shoot around this morning?
I saw, yes. I don't know if he went to shoot around this morning. I know yesterday they interviewed Donovan Mitchell. He was being very hopeful about them coming back. I mean, any team missing a DPOY, and 2 All-Stars, what are you going to do? I mean, I was getting chirped by a few Knicks and Celtics fans. I tried to flip the script on them. Like, all right, fine. You want to chirp me about the Cavs losing, not you, Stan. I'm saying most people.
Shams said this morning, Mobley, Hunter aiming to play today. Darius Garland is expected to play.
There we go. That's big. So if we need Garland back, that's a huge thing. But I was saying to Knicks fans that were chirping me, they're chirping me, Stan. Imagine you were out Mikal Bridges, Karl Anthony Towns, and like Josh Hart. I mean, do you think you'd be winning basketball games? No. So
no.
Exactly. So that's the situation we're in right now.
Knock on wood. I would hope not.
But I'm saying that's the situation Cleveland's in right now. So it's tough, but you got to figure it out. It's playoff time. You got to figure it out.
Yeah. We'll see. Next series, T-Wolves, Warriors. This is such a strange series because honestly, I didn't watch either of these games. I
Whoever
have
wins
no
is going
idea
to
what's
lose the
going
next
on.
series. Like
Steph Curry's hurt, and
Yeah.
Shams did say that if the series, like, he's not going to make it until he's not going to come back till if there is a game 6. I just don't see how the Timberwolves do not win this in 5. Like, I just don't see it. You have the best point guard ever. Probably. Can we make that the best point guard ever out? And I understand you have Jimmy Butler, but I just think
he's
that
not Jimmy Butler anymore. Let's be honest. Can we stop this? He's not Miami Jimmy Butler. He's good, and I'm not saying he's bad. He cannot backpack a team to an NBA Finals. He can't. It's just not in his DNA anymore.
It's all right. I mean, we could agree to disagree there, but I'm gonna say I just think that the depth's just too much. And I know Golden State is known for their shooting, but look at Minnesota with their shoot, like McDaniels. Like we said, this Lakers T-Wolves game 1, where it was like the more like if Minnesota has consistent shooting, like they could have won 70 something games in the regular season, and I truly mean it.
Consistency was their problem. It was their problem.
I think Julius Randle's been fantastic this playoffs. Anthony Edwards, I mean, even though we already knew this, but he's really confirming that he is a franchise cornerstone. Like, and now if you think about it, regardless of the seeding, I know you traded away Cat to the Knicks, but it seems to have worked out for both teams. You now have a shot to go to conference finals in back-to-back seasons when you traded away your franchise star. Like, this is...
Nico's fucking losing it right now.
Fucking losing his mind right now. I mean, I think I said this before, but like, there's got to be a guy for Nico Harrison that's just like, we got Kyrie coming back. Don't worry, we're gonna win this trade. Like, we're gonna win this trade. I don't know. I'm thinking with this series, I just think whoever wins it is not gonna go far.
No, like it's just one of those like.
Go far.
It's one of those series where you're just like, all right, like, congrats, but now you got to go play OKC, who's just like, I mean, they lost game 1, they won by 30 game 2. What are you gonna? I mean, like, Jesus.
Like, and we could talk about the Thunder and the Nuggets right now, where
what's there to talk about? This is what I'll say. Jokic had a 50-point, 20 rebound triple double in game 1, and they won. Yeah, I'm sorry, as good as he is. He had 46 points in game 1. He had like a 46-point triple-double.
42, 22, and 6.
I'm sorry. He had 42 and 22. Sorry. He only had 42 and 22. Yeah, and they won. Great. He can't do that every game. He can't do that every game.
You can't be taking 30 shots a game and expect to win. Like, you can't just have one person take 30 shots.
No. Look at LA. Look at the Lakers.
Yeah, that is true. Jokic, and they were able to slow down Jokic again. I just think that if they're able to slow down Jokic, there's not a chance.
There's not a chance in the world.
They play tonight as well. Both road teams favored by 5.5. Pretty interesting. Interesting to see. Let's go to the NHL now. What do we want to start with? Let's start with the Leafs.
Fuck those guys, dude. They look unreal. It's really making me angry.
They look like a team that finally believes. Like, that's just what it means. Like, the core four's producing with Marner and Matthews and
Nylander. I mean,
Tavares,
Riley.
Like, Morgan Riley scoring goals. And it seems like it doesn't matter who's a goalie, whether it's Stolarz, even though he had to go to the hospital.
Joseph Wall. Oh, well, you want to talk about that? Jesus Christ. Was that Sam Bennett who just punched him in the face?
Yeah. Are we just towards the point where if you're just wearing a Florida Panther sweater, you're just exempt from everything?
Beyond me. Dude, if you saw it in slow motion from the side of the net, he pulled his elbow in. He went he got his elbow there. Yeah, to Marchand.
The same thing to Marchand last year.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, they're just showing poise under pressure, and I think that in Toronto, there's so much pressure with wearing that Maple Leaf sweater. They're up 2-0 on the reigning Stanley Cup champions.
And they've been close games.
Yeah.
But they're not, just squeaking these out. They're playing a good fucking brand of hockey.
They are. Is this coaching? I just think it is.
I think, you know what? It might be that they're at that age where it's like, I'm so sick of this shit. Like, we got the money already.
They're not kids anymore. Like, that's the thing. They're not kids.
Right. Then Marner's a free agent in the offseason. They got their money. This is kind of maybe the last shot at with the core four.
Wow. Yeah, that is true.
I think they're really...
Islander?
Hopefully. But yeah, I think they're giving it all they got, and they look real good. They made the right moves in the offseason. They made the right moves at the trade deadline. Joseph Wall is just... I didn't expect this, but Jesus Christ, that anyone in net for them seems like it's working out. Yeah, Stan, they're a problem. They're a real problem.
This is an issue. We go to the other Eastern Conference series. This series is just NyQuil. Like that's just really what it is. It's NyQuil.
Yeah,
Like,
it is. It is. I watched the game last night. It is not a fun. You know what, Stan?
It's like watching a golf tournament on a Sunday when the leader's up 5 strokes and you're just like, wake me up when it's the 18th.
You know what I took from last night's game and I watched? They both stink. They're both bad. They're both not good hockey teams. I mean, like, as much as you want to say, like, I know people are like, oh, but the Caps say at 100 and something points they could win the Stanley Cup. From what I watched last night, to watching both of those teams play, minimal scoring chances on both sides. And you could say maybe that's from the great defense. I just think offensively, they're just not. They're not what they. Yeah,
I just think that these are two coaches that have gotten the most out of their guys, and I just don't think that they are talented enough to really.
No, they're not, unfortunately. And like people are like, it's Ovechkin, he can do anything. He's 40 fucking years old, dude. At some point, the steamroll runs out, and you're like, oh, we can win another cup.
How about Ray Ferraro calling John Carlson the most tenured Capital? When fucking
Ovi's sitting right there. He's been playing since 2004. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I think here's my thing. Here's my thing to people who say the Caps can win the cup, because it's most people who won are just Eastern Conference fans and haven't watched them play all year. Let me say this right now. Ready? You're buying the Ovechkin hype. He's been in the league since 2005. He didn't win since 2018. 2018 was 7 years ago. Get that out of your head, okay? It's not 2018 anymore. I know it's a different team, but Jesus Christ.
Futures now.
Yeah. Let's take a deep breath, okay? And then you go to my second point in watching them play is, dude, they're power play merchants. They have one power play goal against Carolina in the series right now. One. And it came last night. And it wasn't a great goal. It was off a bounce. So if you can't score in the power play, they got a 5-on-5 goal because the puck hit Shane Gostisbehere in the mouth and he fell and they got a breakaway. That was their other 5-on-5 goal besides the empty netter. The Caps can't put the puck in the net. They're getting outshot. And then you flip to Carolina, the same thing. They're out shooting them, but they just can't put the puck in the net. So I see both these teams as, if they move on to the next round, good fucking luck. Either one of those teams is going to steamroll them. Toronto or Florida.
Yeah. I mean, we're having technical difficulties right now. I can barely hear what Tim's saying. But I just think that I still think the Canes win the series. I seriously think it's going to be like a home team thing, where basically, I mean, I know it's tied, but I seriously think that Carolina takes the 2 at home, and then
100%.
I think Canes in 6.
That's what I said last night. That's exactly what I said last night.
Yep, exactly.
I agree. So I said last night. I agree.
All right, let's go out west. Let's go out west. Vegas down 2-0 against the Edmonton Oilers. We've been worried about
tough
the Vegas
missed call last night.
All fucking playoffs.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a tough game last night. I mean, you saw there was a missed trip. It was a bad missed trip. It was in overtime, I think. It was behind the net. It was like a fourth. You know when you get the
cross check.
Yeah. Oh, what the fuck is that? Oh my gosh! I watched that live last night. What is he thinking?
It's like a fuck. It's a fucked up penalty when collectively all 10 guys on the ice are like,
dude,
what the fuck was that?
There's blood spewing from his mouth. He's on the ice, head down. When you see it in slow motion too on the replay, he turns around and they were like, "Oh, he was looking for his chest." Dude, his hands started at his face, so I don't even know where the chest could have came into play. But he just went from here to here. Oh my gosh!
I truly do not understand it.
That was dumb. That was dumb. It was a dumb penalty.
What's the thought process?
Nothing. I've grown playing hockey. You're just in that moment. You're not thinking. You're like, I'm gonna kill this guy. I'm just gonna kill him. I don't know. It was dumb. It was dumb.
But anyway, McDavid makes the playoffs so far, creating that Draisaitl chance. Sent Eichel fucking
back to college.
Yeah, this is a tough scene if you're a Vegas fan. Very tough scene.
And now you go to Edmonton, dude. I don't think they do. You go to Edmonton. I don't think they're gonna win.
It's gonna be wild.
Yeah.
It's going to be wild.
Imagine there's a sweep,
scene.
Dude. Edmonton sweeps. That'd be nuts.
Yeah, that would be pretty insane. Then we go to Dallas, Winnipeg. Game 2 is tonight. Game 1 was yesterday. I believe.
Mikko Rantanen
was it Roope Hintz that scored 2? Or sorry, Mikko Rantanen scored all 3 goals. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Mikko Rantanen this guy is going to win Conn Smythe. Like, this is...
Back-to-back hat tricks. He said when he got traded to Dallas, did you see that? Did you see what he said?
He was like, I can't wait to play him again. Can't wait to play again so I can beat him up.
Shove it down their throats. I mean, I appreciate what who's the GM of Colorado? What's his face? Joe Sakic said. He was like, listen, he was very transparent about it. In it's sort of like a Nico situation where he's like, listen, in this league, if you're paying 3 guys, that much money, you're not going to win. He's like, we just couldn't. We wasn't going to get done with this.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's right. He made probably right. It's tough to lose a guy like Mikko Rantanen.
Yeah.
But
also, I think Winnipeg's still coming off that high of that game's.
he shouldn't even fucking be here.
I have Blues money line.
I saw.
That was disgusting. That made me quit for a week. I was like, "There's no way that this just happened." There's just no way. It was fucking disgusting. That's what it was. It was so gross.
Yeah,
but,
and
Dallas looks like a complete team.
Robo came back.
They just look
coming back.
Yeah. Like they were able to beat Colorado with that team, without Robo, without Heiskanen. Now they're going into Winnipeg. They're just winning games. Like this team just looks so. They have the offensive firepower.
That's the team.
They're winning the cup. This is the team. I think this team wins it all.
Yeah,
if I'm being honest, this team's going to win it all. All right.
And you know what, Stan? I will say, going into my bracket, I may have been wrong about Tampa. I had Dallas in the Cup final, so let's fingers crossed here.
Are you at Dallas going far?
I had him in the Cup final.
I mean, we could go to let's stick with hockey. Your New York Islanders have the first pick in the NHL draft. This is
awesome. It's fucking
what
awesome.
The fuck? What did I do to deserve this? Like, what did I do?
How do you think I felt when you got 2 and then what was it? 2 then 1? I mean, what was that bullshit back then?
Look how they turned out.
Well, I hope it's not the same for us.
So is it going to be Hagens? So it seems pretty obvious that you're going to draft the Long Island kid. Also, it seems pretty obvious that Bettman had the fix in after Governor Hochul sent a message being upset that you guys aren't.
You can't pull the All-Star. They just pulled it out from under him. You can't rug pull it like that. I know. Listen, it's as fixed as it gets, and I am not complaining. Yeah, well, I mean, when I see him at Chipotle, I'll thank him this time.
Yeah. We say this on the podcast. We've said this on the podcast before. The NHL Draft Lottery is the most rigged event in sports.
Not even close.
Bar none.
Like 8 years in a row, it's been rigged.
Big time market that's available despite the odds.
They're gonna get it. They're getting
the number one. Like, remember the shit with Bedard?
Yeah, they chopped up like 4 spots. They were like, Chicago's getting it.
But then remember when Weeks was like, all right, so we're down to, like, there was 4 teams left, and he, like, revealed the top 3. On accident, he was like, all right, so we're down to Chicago, San Jose, and Columbus.
Yeah. Well, that was, people hated on the new format, and I understand, like, obviously, the way it was presented.
I hate it.
Yeah, the way it was presented, it was tough to understand. Like, if you didn't know what was going on, you didn't know what was going on. And I understand people were like, oh, just put the balls in with the teams, like whatever the percentage was, like 1,000 balls in there, whatever, you get 20%. Well, you know what I mean? That being said, huge fan of it. Huge fan of this format. I can't really complain. When I saw that 13 come up, I was screaming. Now, do I want Hagens? Maybe. Do I want Matthew Schaefer? Maybe a little bit more. But we'll see how this pick goes through. I don't know. I don't want them to blow it. I really don't. And there's a draft party at UBS this year. I'll be there. I'm excited.
Moving. What a moving experience.
I'm excited.
Other hockey news. The Utah Hockey Club now has a name. It's going to be the Utah Mammoth.
Yeah, I think we kind of knew this going into last year. This was the name that was really presented the most. They were like, listen, the Yeti was up there. The Mammoth was above it. Would I like them to keep the hockey club? Maybe, because I was a big fan of the Washington football team. I really was.
I liked the Washington football team as well. I think they should have just kept the hockey club. But, I mean, it doesn't really affect me whatsoever. So
no, they still kind of stink. But
Bring back Mullet Arena. Why not?
Yeah. They were buzzing when they played there. Why not?
Dude, like, why change what isn't broken?
Yeah, it was working. I mean, you didn't make any money, but it was working.
It was working for me. Like, why not?
I was having a good time watching the Yotes play.
I was having a great time. I miss the Coyotes.
It doesn't.
Let's go to football. I mean, we've been at this pretty quick. Jesus. We're only 30 minutes in. We're only 30 minutes in. Fuck.
It's that weird time, Stan, where the playoff series is starting to dwindle down, and like you can't really be like, "Oh, the Mets are in first." Like, I mean, come on. Like, I mean, it's
May 9.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, Soto has better stats in May than Judge. Let's go. It's 9 days into May. I don't know why I saw that on Twitter today. I don't know why I saw that.
Judge is still hitting 400.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even understand why people are talking about this. But I will say before we get to the NFL, just real quick on baseball, Max Fried and Kodai Senga, keep plugging away, boys. Keep
Great
plugging
job
away.
by our guys. Yes.
Our aces.
Went to the Yankee game the other day. That was an experience. I tried to call you from the Yankee game when the Cavs lost. I was trying to be a
I was a
supportive
little
friend.
upset. I was a little upset.
Yeah, you didn't answer me.
I
Scumbag.
threw a few things. I was a little upset, Stan. It was not.
I mean, I can tell. I can tell. Rookie minicamp started today.
Yeah.
The Abdul Carter number saga is over, and we'll be wearing number 51. I'm fine with it. That's a perfect number.
I mean, he got rejected
Abdul
twice, so makes sense.
Yeah. Well, no, not necessarily. Lawrence Taylor told him to kick
Phil
rocks.
Simms said
Phil
yeah.
Simms,
Phil Simms said yeah,
was
but his
like all
family said
for it.
no.
Yes, because Phil Simms, I think he played quarterback and linebacker in high school, and I guess he wanted and he wore number 11. So I think he wanted to like relive his glory days in high school where he was both a quarterback and a linebacker. It was just like,
Shout out
let's
Matt
see.
Simms,
And then his family.
Jets legend.
That's his son. Yes. Or was it Chris? Wasn't Chris on the Jets?
Matt Simms was. Matt Simms was a quarterback. He was terrible. He used to throw him in like the
I think
fourth. He was
Chris on the
awful.
Jets. Yeah, he was not
Yeah,
good. Let's start with this Cowboys Steelers trade where I don't even know like what the return was. I just like they literally were just like, okay, he's on the Cowboys now. Okay, oh here it is. George Pickens to the Cowboys. They sent a 2026 third and a 2027 fifth to Pittsburgh for Pickens and a 2027 sixth. I just don't get this.
Doesn't make much sense. Yeah,
It doesn't.
this is a
make much
Jerry
sense for
Jones
either
move if I've
side.
ever seen one.
Yeah,
Like,
I just think that this is Jerry just like bringing a couple. Like this is like when Real Madrid would like sign like every good player and like put
Yeah.
him out of position, and it just like would never work. Like
They were like, we got
just
all these
because they had
names.
the big names. Yeah, and then Barcelona would just still beat them. Like it's
Yeah,
just,
like it's just
I don't.
I look at
I
this.
don't know.
I look at this. If you look at this from a Steelers perspective, Stan, I'm like, what the fuck are we thinking? Like, what's going through our head? Now, maybe he didn't want to be there. I don't know,
you
but
still don't have a quarterback, by the way.
well, that's where I'm getting to is you move him. I mean, you don't even have anyone thrown to DK who you just got. So I don't know if you move forward
Yeah.
from this.
Yeah, you still. I mean, I know you just signed Will Howard to his rookie contract, but I don't think we're going into week one with Will Howard as the quarterback for the Steelers.
Stan, I would, if I'm a Steelers fan, I would really sure hope not, because then you're kind of signing yourself up for fingers
You're
crossed
signing
we get to
yourself up
500.
for-
Fingers crossed we're getting to 500. That's where you're at.
Yeah. I think, well, Schrager said something on part of my take where he basically like had his meeting with the Giants and he was basically kind of like nice to him and like basically saying like, hey, like if you guys want to go a different direction, like I get it. Like, because, you know, you guys really haven't had a quarterback to develop. And, you know, they signed Russell Wilson, they signed Jameis Winston, and Aaron was like, okay. Like, and it was a very, like, mutual, like, positive meeting, but it just didn't end up being what happened. I think I think he really liked what he saw in the Steeler meeting. And I just think that he's just playing his own little waiting game and then see what happens.
We'll
Like,
see.
I don't understand this. Like, I really don't.
All right, fine. Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback. Is that a good thing for the Steelers?
I don't think so.
That's
Like,
what.
that's
That's
the
where
thing.
I'm at. So, like, what's your game plan going to next? Are you trying to draft a quarterback next year, or what are you like?
That's where like
Do you
I
go
don't
trade for Kirk
understand.
Cousins?
Oh my god, that'd be even worse.
But that's where I'm like. That's where we're at now. What's the options? What's available? Do you go gut the Cleveland Browns quarterback room if they have to start cutting guys? Like I don't know what you start
Yeah.
doing.
But now if you're Aaron Rodgers,
Do you want to go to Pittsburgh?
yeah.
What's the point?
Because like you were gonna have DK Metcalf and George Pickens as your number 1 and number 2 receivers. So like where does that click?
I think
Like I don't understand.
they went into the draft really banking on that he's going to play for them. I think now as the days go by, I'm more like, is he even going to play football?
Yeah.
And if you're a Steelers fan, you're like, what do we do? Because again, you're setting yourself up for failure here.
I just think that what the Steelers got is kind of good. You get draft comp. Every team loves to get draft comp, but like
Most of the time, it doesn't work.
yeah, like I just don't. I really don't understand. I just don't get it.
I know he was.
I don't.
I understand he was a problem at some points when they were losing, especially. He's very. His actions are very very emotional, visibly. Like you're very visibly
But
emotional.
Does this make Dallas a real threat now?
No. What does this do for them at all, Stan? Give him another receiver that Dak can't throw the football to? I have no clue what they're thinking.
And now you have Schottenheimer as the head coach. Like, there's really...
They're on a downward spiral. They might be worse than Pittsburgh, even though they got Pickens. Like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I don't know what to think of it. Because, like, it's just like, one, no one saw this coming. Two, it's not like George Pickens was, like, begging to be traded.
It didn't seem like it.
It didn't seem like it. I just don't understand how, like, you trade it seems like Aaron Rodgers is going to be your quarterback. And now you go from having DK and Pickens to Calvin Austin in the slot. And then now it's like, now you have DK and Calvin Austin.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and then for DK's sake, like I'm sure he was going in there with the
But
be like,
do you trade for Brandon Ayuk? Like, there's really
but like again, you get Ayuk, you still don't have a quarterback. I think you got to go get that figured out first. I think you need to figure out who's throwing the football before you get to guys catching the football. Because like if no one can throw to them, like what's the point? I mean, you could have a great wide receiver with a shit quarterback.
This offense does not move me. Like, look at
No.
You get rid of Najee Harris in free agency. Your running back room is now Jalen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell, and Caleb Johnson, the rookie running back out of Iowa who you drafted in the 3rd round. And now ESPN saying that Pickens' absence does not do much for Aaron Rodgers' recruitment, and they've remained in communication. And it just seems like Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Steeler, but it's just a matter of when.
You want to know why this hasn't hindered any communication with Aaron Rodgers? Because this is his only option. If he wants to play, it's got to be Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Speaking of this trade, Jordan Schultz just tweeted that the Cowboys discussed a potential trade with the Ravens for Rashad Bateman before agreeing to get George Pickens.
Like, I don't know.
I get you need a number 2 receiver. I mean, this.
I don't even know what. Like, I don't know where they go from this. This has 500 again written all over it. Like, we're just gonna get by. I don't know.
We'll see. Who knows? We could be wrong.
I love Tomlin, but Jesus, really... I think I'm right.
Yeah, he's got to go, man. Like, I just don't understand.
Tomlin be a great head coach for so many other teams.
Yeah, NBA draft lottery is Monday. There's that.
Great.
What do we think? Who's capturing the flag? We're just trying to pass time. This has been the longest 10 minutes of my life. Holy shit! If you really think about it,
the Wizards, maybe.
I think with the Wizards, and now let's.
I mean, Charlotte fucking sucks, but if he goes to Charlotte, they're still going to be bad.
The top 3 teams right now are Utah, Washington, and Charlotte. So that, like,
Dude.
I'm really the 3 worst case scenarios. 3 absolute worst case scenarios. Fuck. Philly, Brooklyn, San Antonio.
If he goes to the Spurs, I mean, then the NBA draft's rigged. Because now I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah. Like, I just don't see this happening. Like,
okay, now let me ask you this. This is a big. Well, this is a big thing here, Stan. Cooper Flag goes to the Nets. Does that entice Giannis a little bit more than he already was potentially?
Maybe. Honestly though, maybe Flag gets traded to Milwaukee
for like maybe
that's the thing. Like, what if
that's got Brooklyn written all over it? Trade a bunch of young guys.
Yeah, what if Brooklyn gets the first pick and then they draft Cooper Flag, but then Milwaukee's like, hey, we want to rebuild. We don't have a 1st round pick. Why don't you give us Cooper Flag? Like, there's really. It makes sense. I don't know. But, like, do we see him getting traded this offseason?
Giannis, after this playoff run?
But Houston...
I think Houston's kind of in a situation where they don't really want to give up anything, like, too crazy. I think they're still on this, like, development wave. And maybe sign a guy, but nothing like, let's get rid of these pieces.
They're a talented team. Like, but they have so much talented depth. Like, I remember, like, Cam Whitmore was a pretty big name coming out of the draft.
Yeah.
And, he's been riding the G League. They drafted Reed Shepherd 3rd.
Yeah. They got a lot of options. That's an interesting one, too. Now, can you see them? I don't know if a team would even take this, but, like, if they moved a bunch of guys, could they get the first pick with a massive trade? I mean, do you even want to do that?
Maybe, but, like,
I don't know. There's going to be a lot of question marks. There's a lot of question marks going in this draft.
It's going to be some offseason, but I just think that, I don't know.
Like, what are the Lakers going to do this offseason?
They got to get a center and got to get Luka in condition. That's really all they have to do. It's
a tall task, Stan. I mean, Nico couldn't do it.
End of story. All right. Moving on. It's a pretty short episode, but I feel like we got our points across. Don't you think? I mean, we're gonna move on. Yeah.
I get because, like, I mean, think about it. Like, we have 4 NBA games pretty much like every 2 days, 4 NHL games every 2 days. Like, there's not like too much going on. If you want to go baseball, we can go baseball. Like, I got no problem talking about the Mets fucking.
The Mets are on fire right now. Like, good for them. Yeah,
the Yankees are.
And now, like,
I don't know. Yankees still first in the AL, right?
No, they're not. They're the 3rd best team in the AL.
Let me say this. I want to get this point across before this goes. I mean, it's starting on Twitter now, but Javi Baez, holy shit, what a turnaround! Holy shit, he played center field. He has a 2.2 WAR. He's only played like fucking 15 games.
Jesus. Yankees take on the A's tonight in a 3-game series in Sacramento.
They should sweep. A's are good, but I think they should sweep. I think this is like this might be a statement series for them where they're like, "Fuck, you know what? We got to get things going. Let's."
Will Warren is pitching tonight, so we'll see. We'll see about that.
That's a big
pretty
question
big.
mark.
It's a pretty big ask.
Well, okay,
Yankees
I know it's early. All right, you go. Yeah, go first. Go first. Go. Duh. He had like a 5.4. I mean, he's terrible.
Gone but not forgotten. It was just so like Yankees were like in the wild card series last year. Cleveland had Carrasco throw out the first pitch just because they were like, it's over. Like his
We got
career's done.
Let's go get him. Let's go get him.
Like, no, we can still unlock something.
They
with Cookie
saw that
Carrasco.
they saw that first pitch. They're like, damn, he's still alive.
We still got it. Shit.
That arm still got some action to it.
I still couldn't believe that. Mets have a 3-game series against the Cubs. Yes, they do at
Finding
City.
out the Pope is a fucking Cubs fan is great, dude. I mean, this is gonna screw us.
No, he's a White Sox fan. He was a White Sox fan.
Even better. Yeah, that won't even that won't save him.
The 2000. Honestly, that just shows real faith that you just live through a 40-win season and you still find belief in God.
That's why they picked him. He wore a White Sox.
Probably why.
Vatican. They were like, this guy's loyal. He ain't.
No, there's pictures of him at the 2005 World Series. Like, that's also insane.
Yeah.
Also insane how, like, 2 weeks ago I said that we're never going to have an American Pope ever.
There you
and
go.
They picked this guy.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you.
He went to Villanova. Like, the man that is closest to Jesus Christ, the leader of the Holy See, went to Villanova and is praying for the New York Knicks. Think about it.
Even him himself, he might have enough Christ in him for the Knicks' success, but not enough for the White
You
Sox.
think Cardinal Dolan like mentioned the Knicks in the conclave?
He had to
like
have.
When they picked him and they were like Villanova.
They're in the conclave and they're saying Knicks scores in there. They're like, they just won in overtime.
Wait, Knicks up 2-0? Oh, we gotta pick the Nova guy. Like we gotta pick the Nova guy right now.
The MLB called. They're like, we need someone to turn the White Sox around. They're like, it's our best shot. There you go.
Our best shot. Yeah. Like I couldn't believe, and like to think like Cardinal Dolan went on the Today Show this morning. It was basically like we kind of forgot he was American. Like because he's like the less American out of all of the Popes, out of all the Cardinals.
Speaks like 6 languages.
Speaks perfect Latin, and then also
which is like who the fuck does that anymore?
Yeah, really, that's a lost art. But then like he spent a lot of time in Peru, like doing mission work. Like it's not like he's just been like chilling in the south side of Chicago, praying and shit. Like no, like he's actually like been somewhere. I just still can't believe like he's got to be the most famous American on the planet right now.
Yeah, probably besides LeBron.
He's always fuck off.
Am I?
You're insane.
Buddy, there was a Mets hat at the Vatican. He was on the fan this morning. They were talking.
He blessed a terrible towel. In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, please keep Aaron Rodgers away from this franchise.
Take the curse off the New York Jets, please. Just kill Namath. Knock on wood. I mean, that's terrible to say, but
they interview all of his brothers. He's like, yeah, like imagine just like sitting on your porch drinking a beer, and all of a sudden your brother's the fucking Pope.
Yeah, you miss it.
That's what happened. And they're just like, yeah, I'm just like drinking a beer on my porch. I turn on the TV, and my brother's the Pope.
You miss it because you're watching the Knicks game. Fuck that. We're going to overtime.
And it's just like the fact that he was never mentioned in talks ever. Like it was always the Filipino guy or the Italian guy, and then all of a sudden the Cardinal that I don't know what his title is, but he spoke in Latin, and like I was watching it at NBC, and they couldn't hear him at first, but then they were like, wait, they were basically kind of like, wait, did he just say American? Like the United States of America? Like what? And then they show this like little guy like from the south side of Chicago. It's like there's a picture of him. Yeah, like came out to Love Sosa. Fun fact.
But bitches love Sosa. Introducing the new Pope.
But really? But then there's a picture of him at the 2005 World Series.
We got a sports fan
on like a Motorola phone watching the White. Like
they lost that, right?
Honestly, no, they swept.
There you go. You know what?
They swept.
Here you go, Stan. He prayed to God before the game. He goes, "I will become the Pope."
That was the last. That
the White Sox win.
Like there was some think of it from a White Sox perspective. There was a man in the stands that became the Pope, and then still haven't done anything since. Like before they went back to the World Series, someone in the stands back in 2005 at the World Series became
Before they got an
before
All-Star.
they went back to a World Series.
Before they got an All-Star.
Before they got an All-Star.
They
Before they even
fucked
won a
us-
playoff game. They haven't won a playoff game since 05.
Oh my God, do they
Someone
suck?
watching them win the World Series became the Pope.
I don't know how this got brushed off last year so like quietly. They were the worst team ever of all time last year. Like
The
how?
Rockies maybe even worse.
Yeah, this is we're going through this is a weird
We got
time.
two teams playing regular season games in minor league stadiums. We got two teams on pace to break a record for worst record in baseball that was broken last year.
It's a weird time for the major
Sport is
leagues.
dying. This is such a what the fuck? It's all being distracted by
yeah.
a guy that's 6'7" and can hit a home run like nobody's business. But for God's sake, if the month is October and the weather slows down to 50 degrees, he looks like God knows what.
He looks like he plays for the White Sox.
Looks like he plays for the White Sox. I don't understand.
Yeah, you know what? Now that
Sport's fucking dying.
we're moving to this, I want to ask you this: when will they be good again? The White Sox or the Rockies? I mean, you
Never.
look
for as long as Jerry Reinsdorf is living and breathing, the White Sox will never be good, and that goes the same with the Chicago Bulls. Because Jerry Reinsdorf is about to willingly give Josh Giddey a max contract.
I feel bad. You know what? Now I'm looking at. I know Chicago's got the Cubs, and like, yeah, they're all right. I feel bad, dude. The Blackhawks suck. I mean, the Bears are just the Bears. Like there's some bright of a future. But I mean, if you're a White
could
Sox,
be on the rise. We'll see.
if you're a White Sox fan, Jesus fucking Christ, how do you even tune in? Like, I don't know anyone to watch
did
those
you see-
games.
Did you see the City Connect jerseys?
Oh, for the White Sox?
The White Sox City. Yeah,
Aren't they awful?
you know they're like Bulls colors.
Oh yeah, it's like a bolster. Yeah, it's terrible. I've seen those. They're
But
terrible.
It's basically Jerry Reinsdorf being like, "Hey, remember that that other team that I own that I burned to the ground that was once great?
I'm doing it again.
Doing it again." Like what? Something about the city of Chicago and a guy named Jerry. Because
You know what, Stan? Maybe this is what they needed though. Maybe this is the Pope comes in. People, Chicago gets
comes in and
uplifted.
saves Chicago.
It'd be nuts. It'd
Yeah.
be real nuts.
Yeah, well, someone from Chicago is like, "We are no longer the second city." I'm like, "You still are. Like, let's win a couple more titles, and then maybe we can."
All right, now I got a
discuss
crazy
further.
question. Top in the four North American sports, who is the worst team? Is it the Rockies right now?
It might be like the Rockies,
I'm maybe thinking football. I don't know. Jets fucking suck, but they're
the
not.
Browns, the
Yeah,
Browns.
but like just
I
like
think
right
that-
now, like as a team,
Just
like,
like right now, as a
Yeah.
team,
like who is the worst team?
I think it goes Rockies, White Sox. It's just like
Yeah, I
they're
mean that's
like
just
so
when it's
collective.
so bad, so collectively bad.
I think the A's have kind of gotten over that hump.
Oh, they're a
the
better
A's
team
have
now,
gotten
yeah.
over the hump.
I say the Marlins are worse than them.
The Marlins, yeah, like
Dude,
I think
okay.
3 of them are
Talk about a guy ruining. Sandy Alcantara has been fucking horrendous, and that was their one trade asset. That was the one guy they were willing to. They were like, we could move him for something nice. Sandy's got an 8.5 ERA. He's been horrible.
Yeah, hasn't. Okay, it's the Rockies at 1. I would say the White Sox at 2. The Pittsburgh Pirates.
They just fired the manager.
They just fired the manager, but like we all know whose fault it really is.
Yeah, well, I mean, on paper they still suck.
How about this? It's May 9th. The Rockies have won 6 games. 6 games.
Dude,
6 and
they're still
31.
paying Chris Bryant that crazy
They're
deal. He's
6
batting like 112.
They are 6 and 31. They play at a stadium with high elevation that gives them the advantage.
And they
And
still
they've only
suck.
won 6 games. They still
Yeah.
suck.
Jeez
What the
Louise.
fuck?
Yeah, and that's
At least,
what is
like-
Colorado? Colorado's
at
got the
least,
Avs,
like,
and they have.
They have the Avs, they have the Nuggets, they have the Broncos. Like they have pretty good teams.
And the only thing they could really watch, I mean, you can watch the Nuggets if you want, but once they're out, now you're looking at Jesus
they're out,
Christ.
you're
All
like-
I gotta watch is the Rockies for a few months.
I gotta watch the Colorado Rockies play baseball.
I think a
When
few
was the
minor league
last time
teams
they
will give
won
them
a
a
game?
problem, dude. I think a few minor league teams will legit give them a problem.
Who's even on this roster? Like for God's sake.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
even
who
know
are the
anymore.
Stars here.
Chris Bryant's the
Freeland's-
biggest name.
Let's see. Jacob Stallings. They have like Ryan McMahon's just been in trade talks forever. I don't think he's done much. Like Chris Bryant's on the IL.
He
It's
is
a day
the-
that why?
It's just awful.
I don't understand.
Are we crowning the Rockies if this continues? If we go into next month, because I know the White Sox were just so fucking bad last year, but if this continues, like,
but the thing with the White Sox is they're bad, but like their offense is like pretty good because like yeah, they're what 10-28.
Yeah,
But then,
they have 4 more wins.
In like 7 of their 10 wins, they've scored like 8+ runs or something.
Play
like
each
that.
other.
The White Sox and the Rockies.
I want to watch that because I think that would be real exciting to be like, who's worse? I mean,
July 4th weekend.
It's fantastic. Fireworks going off while I'm watching everyone strike out.
July 4th weekend in Colorado. Like that's
okay. If they played each other, I mean, what would it be? No hits, or would it be like 100 hits? Like I don't.
That's
like,
the issue.
Yeah.
That's the. I think the White Sox steamroll them. Like, do the Rockies get to 20 wins by July?
That's a real. And now I don't know.
That's a real possibility.
I don't know.
Who have
they beaten?
They beat the Giants May 1st. That was their last win. They went on a winning streak. They went on a win streak. It was only 2.
Yeah, what? They have 6 wins. It couldn't have been long.
Yeah. Wednesday, April 30th and Thursday, June 1st, they beat the Braves and the Giants. They then split a doubleheader on April 20th against the Nationals. They won that 3-1. And then they beat the Brewers at home 7-2 after losing 17-2 the day prior. And then they beat the A's 12-5.
Okay.
And then they beat the Rays 2-1 at Steinbrenner Field.
So that's the only game that's been like low scoring close. Every game they've won, they've had to have like 100 hits. So I just don't see like, I don't know, man. I don't think they get 20 wins by July. I don't
think so either. Like there's got to like
how many wins do you think they finish with in May? Like 12?
2.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I meant like total.
Actually,
I meant like total.
They do it total.
Like coming out of May, they're going into June. What do they have, like 10 wins?
Here's who they have to play. The Padres.
Not winning any
The
game.
Rangers.
Not winning
Rangers,
any game against
who
them.
just fired their hitting coach, by the way, and hired Aaron Boone's brother. Then the Diamondbacks.
Winning a game.
The Phillies.
They're not winning any of these games, dude.
The Yankees.
That's a sweep. I mean, this is ridiculous.
The Cubs, and then the Mets.
It's gonna be a hell of a May for if you're a Rockies fan. Buckle up, dude. They might not win a game.
This I don't understand because like this team was good.
They were looking up. You know, it's been 10 years since Tulo played shortstop for them. That's crazy.
That's unreal. That's unreal to even think of.
Dude, go back though. Think about what they used to be. They had Cargo, Tulo. They had,
Arenado.
They had got Blackman when he was an all-star. They had guys. Now they stink.
Now they're fucking terrible. I don't. That's again just insane. All right. Moving on to. We talked about the Pope and we talked about that. By what I saw Shane Gillis last week.
Oh,
that was fun.
That's fun.
Yes, it was fun. Great time. Did the Trump. He did everything. Told a very funny story about how he met Trump. How he met Trump at the Super Bowl. That was pretty funny. Do I? You think? I can't do it in front of. I can't do it. I can do it.
Well, you don't have to do it now. You don't have to do it now. But no, I think you do.
I was going to do it for my stand-up routine, and then I was like, I don't want to offend the wrong people.
Yeah.
I was like, man.
I mean, you looking back, you killed that.
Imagine
that's a big night there.
Did I?
Yeah, dude. I mean, we packed the house. That was probably the biggest night they've had at the castle. Yeah. Not to like. That was.
Yeah. Speaking of, we got to make some calls about what could possibly happen, and then what is definitely going to happen. Considering we need a bunch of things to go our way for one of them, but the other one.
Let's go next.
Let's go next. Fair enough. Let's go next. And then I went to the Yankee game the other day. Got reunited with the Chicken Bucket.
There you go.
That was
you missed it. You got it back.
It was a glorious time. And now I graduate in 9 days. So there's
Coming to the end. There you go.
Yeah, I'm washed. Any employment opportunities, please come at me.
I'm all over LinkedIn, man. I'm washed as well.
That's just life right now. Yep, it's whatever. All right, Tim, here's what I saw.
Kind of not great news, but there is a serial killer in the New England area. Yeah, it's been going around since March or February. They think they've killed like 9 or 12 people. Shout out Ella Trav. I mean, this is horrible to say, but by Springfield College, there was a girl murdered by on the path that she runs on.
Are you shouting her out for
she
a
goes
fucking
there.
serial killer?
She goes there. Okay,
no, but don't say shout out her. It'll be like my friend Ella goes.
Sorry, my friend Ella goes to Springfield. I was just bad. All right, sorry, I misworded. My friend Ella goes to Springfield. Yeah, it's horrible. I thank God I'm out of Lowell right now because they've hit it's a different city or town like every single time. So I'm out of Lowell right
Yeah.
now, thank God. But yeah, no, kind of crazy stuff.
Speaking of, there was an arsonist at my school. Fun fact.
Yes. Okay. So
There's an arsonist.
let's pull the fact. You're yelling at me for going. Oh, shout out Trav. You go. Fun fact. There's an arsonist. So I think we're on the same boat here, buddy. I think we're on.
Tomato, tomato,
Yeah.
tomato. Yeah, there was an arson. Yeah, some
What'd they
kid
burn?
tried to like burn down a building.
That's crazy.
A couch. He mixed rubbing alcohol with flames. Tried to like burn down something. Tried to like
That's so
trap
dangerous.
girls in a room. Yeah, it was.
When rubbing alcohol
a tough
catches
scene.
flame, you can't really be able to see the flame sometimes. Like sometimes it's one of those fires that you can't
Yeah.
really even see.
I guess I don't know what happened.
It's kind of
but I guess,
crazy
like,
stuff
people
going
are-
on.
Yeah, he was arrested, unfortunately, and he was actually. This is so bad to say. My friend was his orientation leader this year.
Lord, okay, that's not
Yeah,
good.
He raised an arsonist. Is
Yeah.
what we're saying.
Kind of like
That's what we're
Obi-Wan
saying.
Kenobi esque.
Yes. One could say that. One could definitely say. Both work with flames, different ways though.
Different. Yes.
One for this, but the other for
Yeah.
recreationally. One for
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Very unfiltered episode today.
Yeah, maybe
Very
let's
unfiltered.
leave on a good note other than the arsonist and serial. Any positive news we've seen lately?
Pope, but we already talked about him.
Oh, that's
and then
good.
it spun to how the White Sox and Rockies suck at the sport that they play.
That was real fun. I mean, the whole segment on that. I would love to pull up the numbers for how bad it's just been going constantly down like that. I'll
Yeah.
look at it. I'll look at it. That'll be what I saw next week. I'm gonna look at that and I'll have that broken down for like how bad it's progressively becoming for both of those organizations. Because like
We should like do a contest, like who gets to 20 wins quicker.
first, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I could. I don't
Like,
even know.
Who do the White Sox even have?
Let's look into that. That we'll come back with that.
The White Sox, Miami,
Maybe.
Cincinnati,
Maybe it's a lot
the
easier.
Cubs.
Oh, this feels easier for them. This feels easier for
Yeah.
them getting through.
The Cubs, the Mariners, they're going to get spanked.
Yeah,
The Mariners are
yeah.
the hottest team in the sport right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Rangers, the Mets, and the Orioles. And fun fact, the Orioles are the second worst team in the American League.
Yeah, they can't pitch for shit. They can't pitch for
They
shit.
suck. They suck.
Yeah, kind of exciting for you.
That's a
as
shame.
Yankee fan.
That's a shame. That's a shame. That's a real shame. All right. Okay. That's going to wrap it up. Pretty interesting episode to say the least. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Be sure to like this video on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube. Be sure to follow us and rate us on Spotify.
5 stars.
5 stars only. And we will see you guys Wednesday. Hopefully Wednesday.
Mhm. Yes,
Yeah. Wednesday. Yes.
Wednesday.
Catch y'all later. All right. Peace out.